Great. Welcome everybody on this podcast at Dawdle Live. And today I've got Sonam, a business transformation and turnaround leader who steps in when organizations don't have time to observe and they have time only to act. With a deep expertise in growth strategy, sales excellence, and technology execution, Sonam had led complex BFSI and cloud transformation, which has kind of restored margins, rebuilt stakeholder confidence, and turned firefighting teams into outcome driven organization. She's also an independent director and an expert in improving sales velocity, portfolio growth, and P&L impact. She's currently working at Capgemini as senior manager. And today she's going to take us through what actually happens inside a turnaround, will help us understand how specific actions translate into meaningful and profitable change for the company. I welcome you, Sonam. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction, Rishikesh. It was my pleasure to joining you here.
So, very quickly, we'll go to the first topic which we would like to pick your mind on, and that is that, if you could take us back to a moment where you inherited a project that was already in trouble, what did you work into? How did you feel in those first few days, and how did you decide where to start?
Okay. So, on my first week when I joined my BFSI program, I could actually feel the stress in the room. So, because the margins were failing, the teams were firefighting mode, and the leaders were clearly frustrated. So, there was no time to observe, right? In such case where bleeding is already happening. So, instead of jumping to quick solutions, I did first diagnosis across sales, pricing, delivery, and cloud spend. These four areas. So, once I did that, that's when the real issue showed up. So what was happening is the team that the problem wasn't the capability of the team. The team was capable, but the losses were hidden in the sense that economy was invisible. So we finally understood why it is the things are going wrong. So the clarity became that starting point once the economy was became visible. So it becomes a starting point for a turnaround.
Got it. And also, if you could share a turnaround, where you had to make a very difficult or unpopular decision. What were the trade-offs? How did you communicate it, and what changed after that?
Okay, that reminds me of the hardest call that I had to make was saying no to the revenue. So in our organization, we were winning deals, but by heavy discounting. Okay, so in a sense, every win was actually turning into losses, was increasing our losses, right? So when I came to know the unpopular decision that I made is I froze all the discount led deals and I renegotiated the scope conversations. So I told this team very simple thing that the revenue that kills our margin isn't contributing to growth, right? And I showed them the number. So when I backed up with the facts, then the resistance got reduced and they started acknowledging the insights. So once the resistance disappeared, that one decision or that insight helped us to remove the 12 crore of cloud waste that was happening due to the discount led deals. So and because of that shift happened, that has led us to new managed service line with a 28% margin. So we were in right track now.
Moving forward, would also love, if you could walk us through an instance where visibility through data or dashboards revealed a hidden problem and became the turning point of the program.
All right, all right. So so in a cloud program, everyone used to believe that higher costs are unavoidable, but we challenged that by building a real-time dashboards that used to show the cost, margin, and the cloud usage altogether. So it immediately exposed the ideal instances which we used to have, the over provisioning that we made, and the discount leakage that used to happen. So that view had impact on the conversation ahead, right? So because of that dashboard, the decisions that used to take months used to became happening in days, right? So in that journey, we actually eliminated 8 crore of cloud waste and cloud spend actually become predictable. So data this time didn't only explain the problem, but it made the turnaround possible. It became a pivotal part in bringing the turnaround here.
Got it. And also, kind of, again, would love to hear a story from you, where a team shifted from reactive firefighting to disciplined execution. what behaviors did you consciously change and what results followed?
Yeah. So I love this question because this is something which will give insight into how the team can be improvised and how we can change the culture. So the team that I inherited first, right? It was always in firefighting mode. The
Mm,
escalations were very normal. But when I jumped in, I changed the focus
mm,
from being busy to delivering the outcomes,
mm,
right? We, instead of blame, we used to do the cause analysis.
mm,
And at the same time, we replace heroics by the repeatable system. What
mm,
I mean by that is, earlier, whenever the cloud spike used to happen, one senior expert in our account
mm,
used to shut down all the resources in the midnight
mm,
and tweak the configurations, and he used to save a day,
mm,
right? But that solved the problem, but it was a temporary problem that got solved. In the
mm,
next month again we were facing the same problem, so we replaced it with the repeatable system. We created the standard cloud guardrails.
mm.
We at the same time created the auto scaling rules, budget alerts, and mandatory tagging for every project we did. So by creating this standard process,
Mm,
we built the playbooks, right? So any individual, any team member who used to follow that step is able to fix the issue, and we were not dependent on any expert to do that,
mm.
right? So at the same time, the team was not the system was doing the heavy lifting and not the individuals, right? And there were no person dependency, and everybody was empowered to do so, to do the fixes. So what happened due to this shift in culture, within 60 days the delivery cycle they got dropped from 22 to 13 days. That is 40% reduction in the delivery cycle that happened. Our net promoter score improved, and
Mm,
also team that was actually doing the survival mode work, right?
mm.
That shifted to confidently owning the results. So this is how the team actually got empowered, and it also contributed to our success story.
Got it. This is a marvelous example, like, kind of, and also, related to this because, we kind of were talking about a story where you had to take a very hard decision of, kind of halting all the accounts where the margins were not kind of, profitable for the company. Tell us about the time where stakeholder trust was low. How did you rebuild that credibility step by step? And what sign told you the turnaround was truly working?
Okay. So, in our BFSI transformation program,
Mm,
initially the trust was very low among the leaders because the timelines had already slipped and the visibility was poor.
mm,
So, though with the good intention, the leaders were not able to see what is happening inside, what
mm,
problems is there. So, everybody was tired. So, when I pitch in, I rebuild the confidence by being very open. I maintain the radical transparency
mm,
throughout the program, and I committed to 30-day delivery outcome by
mm,
personally handling the CXO conversations. So what happened that when we were progressing in this, the real sign of success wasn't that the leaders were asking, they shifted the conversation. Earlier they were asking us how it can be done, and then now they started asking us that what we can do together to improve the outcome. So that actually shift happened, and we could see that they are now confident in us. Yeah. So
mm.
this shift in the focus has already opened up the additional 20 crore pipeline, which was actually building the managed cloud security service. So
Mm,
what happened in that we did it by outsourcing
mm,
the third party who
mm,
used to take care of the security, compliance, incidents response, and freeing IT to focus on its core function. So this due to this, the 20 crore pipeline that has built,
mm,
and with the due to this, the EBITDA margin also improved to 7%. And as I give you the earlier example, right? With
mm,
we were able to reduce the delivery cycle by 40%, and there
mm,
was 8 crore cost saving, right?
mm,
When we were using the real time dashboard to spot on the instances. Yeah. So also there was an NPS improvement, right? So
mm.
all these result, due to this, we were able to reposition how market sees us
Right.
from the implementation technology implementation partner. We market used to see us as business outcome creator. with all these results. And then what happened that we also were successful in bringing the leadership alignment across sales, marketing, HR, delivery, finance, as all were now seeing the problem through the consumer lens. And at the same time, we also accelerated our deal closure, because earlier we used to sell our deal to only the IT team of client, where decision making was very slow. Now
Yes.
we started selling our deals to business head, operation leads, and finance of the finance team of the client. So ultimately, they used to take the fast decision, and that has eventually improved our and accelerated our deal closure. So yeah.
These are marvelous examples, Sonam. Like, we are quite of, astonished the kind of projects that you have delivered, the way you have handled the stakeholders, your team, also taking very hard decisions at times, and also making sure that those decisions are taken care of by you and made successful. We are extremely grateful to be hosting you, Sonam. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing all these examples with our audience. Thank you.
It was my pleasure too. Thank you, Rishikesh.